Hello, hi, welcome everybody to Let's Talk with me, Mary Joyce. And for today's podcast, we have a very special guest that's joined us. Hello, Anne, welcome to the podcast.
Hello, thank you for inviting me
You're
here.
welcome now. Now, Anne is a holistic therapist and she has a business here in Galway. So, for today's podcast, we're going to get few insights from Anne's experiences, both in professional level and personal level, and try to gain as much knowledge as we can from her personal perspective and experiences. So, Anne, welcome to the podcast, as I have said to you, and we are very thankful that you have taken the time to come to this podcast today. So, for the starting of the podcast, I would like to ask you a very uh, personal question. How did you find your journey at from your professional level, where you have gone through change in career? From Anne was a staff nurse. From a staff nurse, she went into holistic therapy, which she's doing at a full-time level now. So that was a big career change. So how did you get that energy to make that change and keep the momentum up, Anne?
Well, at first, I have a lot of doubts in changing my career, my journey, my path, but it's really, really challenging. But at the same time, I find it very, very, what you call it, peaceful. And I was happy that I was able to do a different direction on a different path. But it's very, very challenging.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's two main things that stand out to us from the perspective of our podcast. One is peaceful and one is challenging. Two very strong words, but we can see that you overcome the challenge and you did find peace in your journey. So can you share with us that moment of peace and that you felt a little bit more, just to provide a bit of depth into what and how that peace felt for you?
Well, the peacefulness comes after my clients would normally, after the session, they would normally be grateful and very appreciative of the therapy that I was doing to them. And it's just a different feeling of peacefulness and calmness to me.
Okay, so correct me, what I hear you say is that sharing that experience with your clients, your knowledge, your passion brought you immense peace
Yeah,
and helped you to overcome the challenge.
yeah.
So when you say that you felt that peace in this journey and you overcome your challenge, was this challenge felt only at the moment that you were doing these therapy sessions, or were you able to bring this peace and challenge and overcoming this experience into your day-to-day life? Was there any learning that you could bring into your day-to-day life?
Yeah, there are a lot of learnings because I learn from my clients as well. I learn from everything that come in to my life. Let's say now if I have to prepare my clients, I have to prepare the bookings and everything. I have to do everything. It's been challenging, and then it's been very challenging as well because frustrating as well because it's very hard to find clients. It's very hard to, let's say now, to force yourself into somebody just to go into my clinic. But I think because I let go of everything, that's when my clients came into me. And then afterwards, I have more clients and I find my niche, and I find the right energy for myself and for my clients. That's where my peacefulness and calmness came.
Okay. Now, for this podcast, as we always focus listeners on to getting that positive energy and to welcome that positive change and get the most out of it, that change is what I want to share how Anne lived that experience in her life. Anne used to work as a full-time nurse, and from there to change her career to business and accept that challenge, it was not easy experience, but she did overcome that challenge. It is doable, and she did find it very peaceful experience. So correct me. So what I hear you there, that your perspective changed, your mindset changed, where you opened up to this new change and accepted that change,
Yeah.
and welcomed that energy with positive attitude.
Yeah.
So that's what we want to share with you listeners, that it's an experience, it is doable. Somebody very close to us has done this and gained very positive experience to share with you. So that's where we bring this journey of change in mindset, positive growth, and share with you. Now, for the next part of the podcast, I will be sharing with you a small NLP exercise where we will be anchoring this change or this mindset shift that Anne had, so that it stays with Anne, and wherever she goes or wherever she finds a challenge, a similar challenge in her circumstances, she just needs to dive into that particular and anchor it. Use that particular anchor and let it anchor deep, so that she can always seep into that and take it whenever she needs it. So now for this session, we are going to do a small anchoring exercise, a very basic and simple anchoring exercise with Anne here, to anchor the moment of peacefulness that she described to us, so that any time where she feels that doubt or faces the challenge, that she can go back to the time where she felt peaceful. So Anne, have you done NLP before?
No, NLP, no,
No.
I haven't.
Okay, so I'm just going to give you a brief introduction of what is NLP.
Okay.
So NLP is a Neuro Linguistic Programming. So it's an exercise that we use your thoughts and your own emotions and behavior, and we use language to use to bring a positive mindset. So that's the approach. Now, it's not a therapy. We don't try to provide any prescription of drug or medications in NLP. So we are basically, what we are trying to do, we are trying to draw your own energy and then use that energy to bring a positive mindset shift. Okay. So in this exercise, I will be asking you a few questions, and only if you are comfortable to venture on this journey with me, that is NLP, you do so. At any moment of time that you feel uncomfortable, raise your hand and we'll stop the exercise.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes. Yeah.
So whenever you are comfortable, you can let me know and we will start it.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
So today, for this session, and to get most out of the session, we are going to anchor the moment of peace. Is that what?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. So whenever you're comfortable, Anne, and just close your eyes if you're comfortable to do so. Yeah. And bring yourself into a state of peace and calmness. Now, when you have reached that state of peace and calmness, I want to recall that specific moment that you told me before, where you first felt that gush of peace. And when you have approached that moment of peace, just in your own mind, what did you see? What were the first colors that made you feel that you are in that peaceful moment?
I see a very calm water. I was walking in the beach and it's very calm, and the blue sky.
Okay. Now let this picture of blue sky make that picture a bit more brighter. A little bit more brighter. What do you hear in this moment?
I could hear seagulls. I
Okay.
could hear words. A soothing, calmness sound of waves.
Okay. Now, as these waves become calm and smooth, let us increase the sound of these waves to a level where we experience the calmness, where we hear these waves, where we see this blue sky. Let the picture and the sound increase, and let it take everything else away, and only this calm blue sky and the sound is all that's the center of your attention and the focus. Rest with this picture for a while. Now, when this picture is brighter, louder, take your index finger and press it to anchor this moment. Enjoy this calm, peace moment. Anchor it. And when I just snap my finger, I slowly want you to open your eyes and come back to the moment.
Thank
How,
you.
how do you feel?
It's more calm, more peaceful, as if I'm grounding myself and anchoring myself on the calmness.
Yes. Now, it's very, it's an individual experience. That's what NLP is. And language plays a very integral part of it. Now, whenever and you feel the moments of doubt and the moments where the challenge comes, you can go back yourself as you exercise this. It doesn't come very easily, but you have to exercise it. But it will become a second nature where you can travel yourself to this peaceful moment. And when this challenge or this doubtful moment that you don't want to exist in your life because it's not providing you anything positive, will diminish itself like a light. And what will take over is this feeling of peacefulness that you want to travel back to the time. And that is what NLP helps us to achieve. Thanks, Anne, for being with me today and helping us to have this exercise.
Thank you as well. Thank you.
Thanks. I hope you all enjoyed this session, and I'll see you next week again on a new podcast. So if you liked this podcast, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and we'll join you again in the next session. Thank you.